Let's try it out. Now, you may think this is marijuana, but it's actually dried kale chips. A tasty treat with almost no calories, a bit of sodium. So you want to be careful about how much you eat, but it's good for you, which is the main thing. So we're picking just the leaves off the stems, as these, when you bake them, they'll get hard like twigs. And though it may feel more earthy and natural, like leaving the pulp in the orange juice, if nobody's watching you eating it, then it's a lost cause. So we've got about 6 pounds here. Go. Okay. So I have a nice sharp knife with you. This is something we won't be wanting. And you want to pick the kale nice and early. The later you pick it, aphids will start to appear, and they multiply by the hundreds, or the thousands perhaps. Put in a nice clean bucket. Now you may want to clean this a little bit better than Papa did, as I just saw a few spiders crawling around in the bucket. But a little extra protein couldn't hurt anybody. And it may be just a special secret ingredient that you need to get the upper hand in the kale chip cook-offs. Right. 6 pounds cut up into a 5-gallon bucket. How do we do it? Perhaps it's even less than 5 gallons. In any case,
Pounds are not gallons.
it's time to create the marinade. This recipe has been in our family for generations upon generations, ever since last year. And as you can tell by this recipe, which is printed on lambskin parchment, very rare and very fragile. So, even more, no one man, woman of us in the family knows the entire ingredients. Let me start that over. And as the tradition goes, no one single person in the family knows the entire recipe. We've all tried, but we end up forgetting it by the time we finish reading. So, first ingredient. For 6 pounds, we have 1/4 cup of soya sauce. Oops, this was a new shirt. Okay, next is, that was rather easy enough. 2 tablespoons garlic salt. On the blender. There we go. We'll mix that around so it's nice and dissolved. 2 bulbs of fresh garlic. The last time we made these kale chips, needless to say, it was a disaster. Particularly because I accidentally mixed up the garlic bulbs with CFLs. I knew something was wrong when I screwed this into the socket and nothing came out. Electricity or light device. And it's perfectly fine to put it in like this. It'll just blend in. We don't want this thing on. There we go. Alright, now all this goes into the Cuisinart. Let's here. Next will be chili flakes and pepper. Oops. We'll put in 2 teaspoons of pepper. And true, oops, I didn't mean to, I was thinking. True story, the first batch I made, I took 2 teaspoons for 2 tablespoons. That batch lasted a long time. One ingredient we almost forgot is ginger. We'll be wanting to put in 2 cups of 1/2 cubes of it in. Following, almond butter. Any kind of butter works. This is what they have at Costco. So you'll want 1/2 cup-ish. And this will look a lot appetizing a little later. Actually, it won't, as you will soon see. Here goes. Now, if you've gotten this far, you will have far more respect for the proctologist who gets the patient who doesn't fast before the exam. Trust me. And without thinking, you want to massage it into the kale. And gradually, this will shrink down. Alright, it's all mixed up here, and thanks to the Teflon coating on my hands remain perfectly clean. And now we'll take them to our solar dryer, which we have. Now, you may not have a solar dryer. You can use an oven. It uses more gas than a solar dryer does, but an optimal and acceptable replacement alternative to a solar dryer is inside the hood of your car. Spread it out as evenly as you can, so it gets evenly crispy like Kanika bread. Oh, pardon my pronunciation. This will be a nice secret. Well, it'll feel like 2 seconds. We'll let this cook here for about 2 days or so. I can hardly wait.
Well, good day. Good day, mate. We're gonna gather our kale product.
That smells good.
Whole piece of garlic there. That's very garlicky. It's good. It's better if it's mixed in with it. Okay. Has a lot of calories, so it's tasty in a way that, you know, they add fat and stuff. We ate about half of it.
And this has 2.2 ounces for $6.
Notice they put 2.2 really big.
Oh, yes.
Oh, wow. And then this one
is
3.2 ounces. No. But just look at that. So we have like a couple $100 worth of, well, maybe.
Now, granted, we don't have the little desiccant packets, but it tastes pretty good all the same.
Yeah. Ours is better.
Well, it doesn't taste like the desiccant packets, but well, it should last us for a little while.